Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Emma, and we're playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Alright, I know we have several things to get to today, but first we're going to play Dragon Age. Alright, so if I recall, we left off by going to Val Royeaux.
Garnering interest from the capital.
You're not pleased?
I am not convinced we are prepared for the full scrutiny of Val Royeaux.
I don't know if that's a warning from the game or not. I'm pretty sure that's just Josie being cautious. Address the Chantry in Val Royeaux. The remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. Attempts to gather allies against the breach have been rebuffed, and at this moment, we could not step foot into the capital without being attacked by a mob or arrested. We must convince the Chantry to permit us entry into the city so we can show them the Herald of Andraste is not the monster they believe. Oh, sorry. I would like to do that.
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask her.
I am an elf. It may not actually help.
I'm more concerned this won't actually solve any problems.
I agree. It just lends credence to the idea that we should care what the Chantry says.
I will go with her. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through.
Alright, that just says the same thing. Let's do it.
The city still mourns.
Just a guest seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
My Lady Herald.
You're one of Leliana's people. What have you found?
The Chantry mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the people? From us?
We need to get closer to her to use that?
Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are...
Let me talk to
Delay.
you.
As you say, my lady.
Oh my god. That was infuriating. I'm sitting over here pressing both buttons, neither of which will let me speak to her. Good. Thanks, Bioware. Alright. I said we'd discuss this at the end of the episode, but I changed my mind. So as you guys know, the world is in a really bad place right now. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to go about discussing this issue because I've done so already on a lot of my social media, on every ounce of my social media. But I know a lot of people don't look at those. Not the same amount of people that watch these videos. I really wanted to craft something that was not nearly as passionate as I usually am about these issues, because I understand that it tends to close some hearts and minds. And I'm attempting to be better about that. Sean McLaughlin, better known as Jacksepticeye, had a really great approach. The world is hurting. There are specific groups of people, our Black community, that have been persecuted and oppressed and treated horrendously, unequally, for hundreds of years. And so instead of getting on my soapbox and getting angry and decrying all that, which is also absolutely valid, please don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of that the past week. A lot. I think the biggest stressor here is that it's our duty to help. Somebody's hurting, our duty is to help. Especially when it's a class of people that have been systematically subjugated. So, I didn't necessarily feel good about returning to content. It seemed selfish, it seemed self-centered, lackadaisical, as if everything that's going on was of trivial impact, and that is antithetical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with my schedule, but I'm also going to include educational material to help people broaden their perspectives with everything I publish. So today I'm including a link to a video that I found very heartbreaking, very informative, and very important regarding police brutality, how insidious it is, how prevalent it is, and what we can do about changing that status quo. You'll find that in the description. I'm not going to put it up here clearly. A, copyright. B, I do want to keep this to the content. But please, 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 if you have some time, it's a wonderful, necessary bit of information. And I think it's very important to have a good grasp on current events, history that's led us to here, the intrinsic structure of our society that's led us here. So expect something new every day attached to whatever I'm publishing. Please give it a look. I will also be including some standardized links that will lead you to places to sign petitions, that will lead you to places to donate. I've already donated quite a bit myself and will continue to do so, because we all have different ways to contribute to this movement. Find yours. It doesn't have to be standing in the streets protesting. It doesn't have to be getting between police officers and Black people so they can't be harmed. It can be spreading awareness. It can be educating yourself. It can be educating your friends and family members who are on the wrong side of history at the moment. And it can be donating. It can be signing petitions. There are so many ways to be of help. All we have to do is find one and keep doing that until we've enacted some positive change. All right, let's get back to Val Royeaux. Now that those chat options have been denied us, oh my God, can I please read this one? I don't know if it was lag or what. The avenue of her reflective thought, inscribed upon a plaque. Our Lady and the actors of her rise and fall. Her message and visage are worth repeating. Is this Andraste? I'm gonna assume so. Some sort of story of what's going on. Math wrath remorse. Beneath scratched by a vandal. At meeting a low door frame. Oh. Probably shouldn't giggle at that one. There is one on the other side. Mapharas's blood guilt beneath, scratched by a vandal, and his head suddenly weighs too much. Alright, let's... I don't know which one's chronologically next. I'm not sure it matters. Mapharas's regret about his unfortunate hair. Isn't he bald? He lacks hair completely. Mapharas's penitence. An unrelated headache. He does seem to be clutching his head quite a bit. The avenue of her reflective thought. The avenue is inspirational, but wise travelers do not linger in their respects, not just because the bazaar awaits, but because the area before the back-turned statues is treacherous. Local legend has it that the child empress Amy abused the opportunity of religious repose to relieve herself beneath the gaze of Our Lady. Unable to discipline the toddling leader, her attendants instead chastised the statues and had them turned in supposed embarrassment. True or not, foolish youths dare each other to soil the spot in similar fashion. What's wrong with people? And a place of otherwise reverent thought always carries a faint odor about it. Jesus Christ! Excerpted and torn from a disposable walking tour of the capital by Philium, a bard. Okay, I had to tell a story real quick. I know. But I have a friend who used to work in the hotel industry, like really nice hotels. Like 1% hotels. The rich people that are so rich that they're just the worst. And so he's in management there, and the receptionist called him crying while he was on duty. And she asked him to come down to the front foyer, excuse me. And apparently a young heiress had decided to relieve herself on the floor right before the elevators. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning and she was already drunk and just told her friends to wait while she literally hiked up her gown or whatever she was wearing. It was some sort of like dress, and squat on the marble in front of the elevators. And her friends just were like, yeah, whatever. And they waited for her. And then they just all got in the elevator and left. Like, how rich do you have to be such a despicable, like, human being? Oh my God. Okay, so. It was related. It was related to peeing in public spaces. Oh, this is interesting. I had intended to come into a shop. Is this a shop?
You'll forgive if events are a little too flustered for commerce. Nothing personal, Inquisition.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's the case. You and I shop, though, and have a good day. So, I'm assuming this is similar? The Emporium of Mortal Means, for all matters defensive concern, offensive intent, and study of arts martial and with sanction magical. Yes, I also see that we have levels to gain. I'll do that in a second.
Not open today. Not until this fast is over, at least. Too many swords out.
That's fair. Thanks for chatting, though. Okay. I really love Val Royeaux because it's just so fucking pretty. All the flowers, the architecture. All right. God, look how pretty it is. Okay, before we get too into things, sorry, I'm just like spellbound by how lovely this is. I'm gonna go ahead and level them up. All right. Is that everybody? That's everybody. I did check and our inventory is perfectly fine. Unlock the Summer Bazaar. We need to do a Codex episode at some point. The first Lion of Orlais. In respect to Emperor Alphonse Valmont, the Lions of Orlais, a repeating element dedicated to the great defenders of the rights noted. It is rumored that one is gold, one is bronze and weighted with poison, one is chocolate, and one is watching. As the saying goes, dare we all a thief to test his back, and learn which is most dangerous, to try, deny, or lay. Sorry, I thought it was going to rhyme. In truth, all are lead and leaf. Don't pretend to ride them too long, lest the mind give way. What the fuck? Exerted and torn from a disposable walking toward the capital by Philium, a bard. William's such a great name. What is that over there? I'm not quite ready to leave the entrance because I don't want to trigger anything. I just really want to explore. Hello.
I know what you are.
Hi to you too? I don't need to fast travel. Do you say the same thing?
This city is close to you, except for the Chantry and our Templars. They'll certainly take you.
Oh, alright. La pomme vi et mort. So I know palm is apple or red, and then dead, mort. The apples nearest the cafe are said to change their taste depending on whether one is walking toward or away from the gallows. And of course they do, for taste is subject to the whims of the heart. And no meal is favored after tears. But dare it anyway, for none know the taste of joy such as we who do not shy from experience. From our Arlesian Heart by former Sister Laudine. Alright. I'm sure I pronounced that wretchedly, but... Is this the same inscription? Second lion. To Duke Isidore de Arlesans? That is definitely, most certainly a crowd. I'm kind of like really like... I don't want to quite do it. It's a lot of commitment. But... So who are you lot?
Stand wary, guardsman. The Inquisition is here, along with the Herald of Andraste.
They say they found the knife here covered with the Divine's blood.
Let her pass. The Inquisition is the Templars' problem, and they'll fix it.
Bigots. Okay, hold on. There's something over here, yes. Not of heroes united in hatred. If we are re-examining motive, let us not stop at the sons of the betrayer. For the first leader of Young Orlais after the sons was Chavis, chattel wife of two of them, but examine the facts. A proud daughter of the Syrian, chosen not unkind lad by Isarath to be his bride. It was her reach that granted him power to unify. Consider what she witnessed in the consolidation of her people. She has always been portrayed with sadness, but what if when our nation was born, the game was born with it? Judge her actions not as property, but as master, and what changes? As victim, Isarath, rumored cruel, breaks the clans in lust for power. His brother, Verald, exiled from his own machinations in young Navarra, appeals to the saddened wife and promises a new path. The brothers vie, and Verald wins, and then demands the hand of Chavis, another Ferelden greedy for power. In a decade, the shy victim Chavis is the figurehead of the people's rebellion against the last son of the betrayer. As master, bound to rivalries far older, she harbors a hatred beyond Tevinter. And while Isarath is distracted with personal concern or with building a nation to withstand his own people's enemy, she invites the broken brother and sets him against the driven. While accepting marriage to the victor, Chavis seeds rebellion among those who remember how their lands were taken not a generation before. Both leave her as royal. Both, Kyosha? I don't know what that word means. But should not the rule of the victim been uncertain? Chavis rules for 42 years. There were no great swings backwards, no people's retribution, for she had become accustomed. If the goals of Isarath were selfish and the goals of Chavis were to reverse them, then Orlais is born of the failure of both. But if Isarath built his father's wall and Chavis wanted revenge, then we are a nation of two successes, two parents in opposition but in partnership. Excerpted from A History Not of Heroes, Readings in the Ugly Heart of Change, collected by Philium, a bard. Like there's an exclamation point every time. Okay. So we got the fast travel point. Oh, there were totally more bits than that. And a notice. She of the highwayman repents. Gallows master, hold thy hand, hold it back a while. Callous juror, let me stand, let me bear a smile. For comes my brother distant, for comes my savior soon. I stand here most insistent, I will receive my boon. Fellow soldier, hold thy voice, hold it if you may. Fallow's shoulders show my choice. I am in your sway. For no my crime was cruel, and all my pain deserved. I stand here as a fool, despite my brothers served. Mother dearest, look away, look into the sun. Others nearest gone astray, you will be undone. For no more will I prattle, and no more will I pray. Hear you must the rattle, as life will fly away. From Songs of Old Orlais, She of the Highwaymen Repents, inscriptions collected by former Sister Ladine. Alright. Okay. We'll read those when we get back, because I know everyone wants to do this. Oh, there's so many. I'm, like, afraid that they won't be present when I've engaged with these people.
Stand for us and help Val Royeaux return to mourning.
I mean, aren't you already mourning? Like, how do you have to return to it?
Good people of Val Royeaux, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet. The Maker would send no elf in our hour of need.
Alrighty. So all of these seem pretty valid. This is what I want to say. I don't know if I can fail at this, but this is what I want to say.
I make no such claim. I wasn't sent here by Andraste or the Maker. I am simply trying to close the breach. It threatens us all.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late.
Gross.
The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
I made a lot of allegories to the Templar Mage struggle in some of my initial posts on the Black Lives Matter movement, and I think for those of you who haven't read them, it's worth an examination now. A lot of that allegory holds very true. I don't want to ruin any potential allegiances with the people by being like, yeah.
You're not here to deal with the Inquisition.
As if there were any reason to.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. Raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet. You should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
If you're not here to help the Chantry, then you just came to make speeches.
I came to see what frightens old women so, and to laugh.
But Lord Seeker, what if she really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royeaux is unworthy of our protection. We march.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
I mean, I think he's been an asshole for a long, long time.
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
Do you think he can be reasoned with?
I hope so. If not him, there are surely others in the Order who don't feel as he does. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others.
Okay, so I'm going to leave our gameplay here because there's tons of stuff to explore now and we just don't have the time for it. So the other issue that we need to talk about, other matter, is I got a kitten, as some of you have seen. His name is Mochi. He is a very good boy. We had been hearing a kitten crying in the backyard for about 24 hours, maybe longer than that. On the first night, I heard him crying and went out, and I couldn't see anything. It was 2:30 in the morning. There was nothing to see, and so he kept crying into the daytime. And so I'm desperate looking. My sense of sound is just awful. It's almost bad in my sense of direction. And so we're looking and looking. I'm calling cat rescues to figure out how to get cats out of trees if I need to do that, because I think that's where the sound is coming from. That's not where it was coming from. There are hedges, I think is the right word, behind our house to separate it from the street. And he was just in there at eye level for me, and I'm tall. I'm 5'9". Just this tiny kitten. He'll be 8 months, 8 weeks tomorrow. So he was 6 weeks when we found him. And I tried to get him. He was terrified. We live on the edge of our community, so it's next to the road, lots of cars, and he was just terrified. I set out food for him and a little cat shelter in case he needed to get away from the chill or the rain. And we heard him again at 2:30 in the morning that night. And so we go out, look for him. We're trying. I'm looking in the same areas. And Merlin's like, oh my God, he's over here. And he is hunkered into the corner of the house and the fence for the backyard.
Oh my goodness.
And so I managed to corner him. Poor little baby was scared to death, but I couldn't just leave him out there. Threw a little blanket over him, scooped him up, took him in, gave him some more food and more water, and just left him alone that night so he could get acclimated to what was going on. In the morning, I'm trying to feed him treats, trying to acclimate him, make him feel like he's okay. He was already purring and coming out. He did a 180. He went from the scared, terrified, spitting kitten to a tiny ball of love who sleeps with us every night, cuddles on my chest or up against me. He naps with us constantly, sleeps in laps, comes and seeks you out. If I'm laying on the couch playing Animal Crossing, and he's tuckered out, he'll jump up on the couch, crawl up onto my chest or on my belly, and just go to sleep. You don't have to put him there. He comes and sits. It's so cute. He's such a good boy. So that's our new addition to the family. Much better than the puppy. No offense to the puppy. I'm just not a dog person, apparently. It was very loud and destructive and so much needier than all 5 of my cats. And I have very affectionate, needy cats, but I don't have to sit with them every second of the day for them to stop screaming. Think I'm just a cat lady. I'm gonna stick to cats. Not that there's anything wrong with dogs, just not for me. All right. So we're gonna continue about Val Royeaux next time. Please don't forget to check the materials that I've linked down in the description. Please do what you can to help. Be good people. Yeah. All right. I hope that each and every one of you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.